The secret to spinning a wedge. Firstly, there is no secret. So a lot of golfers are in search of spinning their wedges a little bit more to help them get better control on their chip shots and pitch shots. So I wanted to cover today the main reason and the main faults as to why golfers don't generally get much backspin on their wedges, so they don't generally get much control. I wanted to talk about wedge grooves and also sort of wear of your wedges and condition of your wedges. So for this test, I've used 3 different wedges. I've used a brand new SM6 Titleist Vokey. So the grooves on that have barely been touched, just been used for fitting purposes here in the bay. We've also then used a second-hand tailor-made wedge. Again, these have all got 52 degrees of loft on. And this wedge has a little bit of dirt and a little bit of grass in the grooves. And then lastly, we've used another 52 tailor-made wedge. But this wedge has its face taped. So this is to reenact a wedge that's very, very, very worn, or to talk to you a little bit about why you should never be fitted for clubs with tape on the face. Let's have a look at the results. So what I was trying to do is hit a 100-yard shot with each of these 52-degree wedges. So as you can see on here, the carry distance is within 2 yards, 96, 97, 98. So I did a reasonable job of getting them to carry the same distance. And the ball I was using was a Titleist Pro V1X. So I used the same ball, just one golf ball for all of the shots. I hit 4 or 5 shots with each wedge, and then we wanted to see what results were happening. So with the brand new 52-degree Vokey in the middle here, as you can see, we were launching the golf ball at 26.7 degrees, and we had a backspin rate of 10,000 RPM. So really nice high backspin rates. Get that ball to dig in on the greens in the summer and control it around the flag. So the second wedge, the wedge which was worn with a little bit of dirt in the grooves, is at the top here. So that ball launched almost 4 degrees different to the Vokey, and then the spin rate was not far off 2,000 RPM less. So 2,000 RPM is going to really deteriorate how quickly that ball is going to stop on the green. So we were carrying it the same kind of distance, but the ball flight would have been different, and then the run out would have been different. And then lastly, the wedge with the tape on the face. Now this was completely different. So this is to simulate a really old wedge, or again, when you're being fitted for a golf club, maybe someone's put some tape on the club face. It does change the results dramatically. So the launch angle is jumped up in the air to 37 degrees. That's 11 degrees different to what we had with the new Vokey wedge we were testing. But most notably is how low the spin rate went. So you can see the spin rate on that wedge was only 2,800 reps. Now that's almost what I want on a driver. So if you're ever being fitted with a club with tape on the face, it's just not going to react anything like what it will do when you're on the golf course without that tape. But really, that's just to show you how when the grooves are worn and they're not gripping the golf ball, how little spin you're going to get. So as you can see, that was running out 12 yards. And also, that wedge was very difficult to control the yardage between the shots. There was probably the biggest difference with the face on the tape compared to the other two. Now, as you can see at the top here, the green is the new Vokey ball flight, which is the lowest, the most controllable in the wind. The blue in the middle was the fairly worn tailor-made wedge. And then the red right up the top there was the wedge with the tape on the face, a very, very, very worn wedge. So as you can see, the new wedge is not only going to give you more spin, but it's going to give you a lower ball flight, a lot more control, and then make it a lot easier for you to control that distance. If you feel like your wedges are wearing out and you're losing performance from this, please feel free, give us a call, book a fitting in, and we can test your wedges and see how much improvement we can get and see how much more benefit we can get for control on your wedge shots.